All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are talking about the technical heart of a broadcast station. You know, all the essential gear, the power, the connections, basically everything that stands between you staying on the air and going completely silent during a crisis.
Now, just to give you some context, what we're covering here is actually part 7 of a big 10-part series. It's all based on a super detailed guide from Virtualization Options LLC, which is all about helping small and mid-sized stations get ready for anything. Today, we're really zeroing in on Chapter 7, the technical infrastructure itself. So let me ask you a pretty serious question to kick things off. Picture this. A real crisis hits. The internet is down, cell service is gone, and your community is turning to you, to the radio. What's your plan if at that exact moment your station goes silent? Because for a broadcaster, that silence isn't just dead air, it's a broken lifeline. So, here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with why that silence is the absolute enemy. Then, we'll get into the real nuts and bolts. How to secure your signal, how to keep the power on, ways to strengthen your network, and finally, we'll talk about the crucial tag team of maintenance and automation. Okay, before we go any further, there is one word, one core concept we have to lock in, and that is redundancy. It's actually pretty simple. It just means having extra critical backup parts ready to go. So if one piece of your system fails, another one is standing by to take over instantly. This idea right here is the foundation for pretty much everything else we're going to talk about.
And that one simple principle of redundancy is what builds out into what the guide calls the 5 pillars of technical resilience. Now, try not to think of these as just a checklist of things to buy. They're more like interconnected supports that hold up your entire operation. You've got transmission, power, your network, maintenance, and automation.
First, let's just double down on the stakes here. As the guide really hammers home, broadcast stations are often the first informers. I mean, when the power grid goes down, when cell towers are totally overloaded, the radio is often the only way to get life-saving information out there. So this isn't just about keeping the business running, it's about public safety. And that's why having a resilient technical setup is so incredibly important. Okay, let's tackle that first pillar, securing the signal. This is all about building that redundancy we talked about into the most fundamental part of your station, the chain of equipment that gets your sound from the studio all the way to your listeners' radios. What's so great about this breakdown is that it shows you the whole chain. It's not just about having a backup transmitter, although that's obviously huge. You also need a totally different way to get your audio to that transmitter. That's your STL, or studio to transmitter link. Then you need to think about redundant antennas and even failover audio processors. See, if any single one of these links in the chain breaks, poof, you're off the air. All that amazing transmission gear brings us straight to our second and totally non-negotiable pillar, keeping the power on. I mean, you could have the best broadcast equipment money can buy, but without electricity, it's just a bunch of really expensive furniture. A solid backup power plan is an absolute must-have. And this shows that a real power plan has layers. You've got the UPS, the uninterruptible power supply, that kicks in instantly, but a generator is useless if it has no fuel. A key insight from the guide is that a common point of failure isn't always the generator itself. Sometimes it's the automatic switch that's supposed to start it, or just running out of diesel in a long outage. That's why having priority fuel contracts can be a total game changer. Pillar number 3 is all about strengthening the network. In a modern broadcast plant, data is everything, right? We're using it for audio over IP, for remote access, for monitoring, everything. And just like your power and your signal, your data connection can't be a single point of failure. I absolutely love the analogy here because it just makes the concept click. Think of your main connection, maybe it's a fiber optic line, as your main highway. It's fast, it's reliable. But what happens if a construction crew accidentally cuts that fiber? Well, you need a completely separate backroad like a cellular or a satellite link to make sure your data can still get to where it needs to go. The key is that the backup path has to be physically different from the main one. And that brings us to our final 2 pillars, and they really go hand in hand, maintenance and automation. You can think of them as the proactive and the reactive keys to recovery. One is all about preventing failure, and the other is about responding to it in a split second. So here's the thing about proactive maintenance. The best backup system is the one you never actually have to use. This isn't just busy work, it's about getting ahead of problems. A detailed maintenance log can actually help you predict a failure before it happens, turning what could be a disaster into just a routine parts swap. It's really the difference between you controlling your equipment or your equipment controlling you. But hey, things fail. And when they do,
Automation is your best friend. Seriously, think about it. An outage hits at 3 in the morning. A good automated system can switch to your backup transmitter, reroute the audio, and get you back on the air before an engineer has even managed to get out of bed. That speed, and taking human error out of the equation when everyone's under pressure, is something you just can't match manually.
And this, right here, is probably the biggest takeaway from our whole discussion. Redundant transmission, backup power, network redundancy, proactive maintenance, and rapid automation. They aren't just separate things you can tick off a list. They have to work together as one single integrated system. That's how you get true, meaningful resilience for your state. So there you have it. Redundant transmission, backup power, network redundancy, proactive maintenance, and rapid automation. These are the 5 pillars. This is the foundation of a technical plant that is truly ready for a disaster, one that ensures you can be there for your community when it matters the most. And that leaves us with one final thought. Take a really hard, honest look at your own operation through the lens of these 5 pillars. Is your technical infrastructure a fortress built with layers of redundancy to handle a crisis? Or is it more like a house of cards, just waiting for one single point of failure to bring the whole thing down? The information for this explainer was drawn from that comprehensive disaster planning guide produced by Virtualization Options LLC. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into technical resilience. We'll see you next time.